Today's props are going to be a blanket and blocks and a strap. The strap is important today. And we're going to be starting on our back. So if you want to go there and start to get ready while I share a little bit, you can go ahead and do that. So as you gather props and come to lie on your back, one announcement from the Institute here about this beautiful program upcoming, Yesod, Foundations for Deepening Jewish Mindfulness Meditation. It's a brand new program from IJS. It is running from January through October of 2023, and it's for those with an established meditation practice. It's developed and taught by our wonderful rabbis, James Jacobson Maisels, Sam Feinsmith, and Dorothy Richman. All-star cast, I promise you. The Yesod program is going to be a deep exploration of systematic approach to practicing Jewish mindfulness, meditation, and mindful Jewish living. So you can visit the website, jewishspirituality.org, for some more info if that is appealing to you. Okay, everybody. Today is the 18th of Kislev. 1 week to go and till Hanukkah, and it is Parshat Vayeshev. We begin the story of Joseph. So let's start on the back. We're going to do a few minutes of warm-up, followed by a little teaching on the Parsha, and then a little more practice until quarter of the hour, when we'll finish Shavasana and have time for Q&A. So a special welcome if it's your first time with us, and also, of course, a huge welcome if you're here every week. We really count on this beautiful community. So it's great to move and to study Torah together. Okay. So coming onto your back, bend the knees and place the soles of the feet to the floor. You might place something under the head for support, or just lay a blanket on the mat. Just beginning to land. So taking the hands to the low ribs. Elbows are bent. You can even let the knees draw in toward each other if that is comfortable for you. You'll know right away. For some, that's really comfy, and for some not. So you'll know right away if that's something you like or not. So either the knees drawing in toward each other, or the knees just parallel and facing toward the ceiling. Attuning to the hands on the lower ribs, just feeling the breath coming and going. For this moment, resist any tendency to close the eyes. Leave the eyes open and soft. We want to stay alert. Remind the body to stay alert. Notice the breath coming and going. Notice the parts of the body that feel in contact with the floor, with the earth. Feel the amount of pressure, say, on the soles of the feet, the backs of the hips, low back, and backs of the shoulders, and the back of the head. With each exhale, allow and remind, I should say, yourself to soften, to surrender, to give over any holding, any struggle, any contention within. Give it over to the floor. Let it be held. Setting an intention, a kavanah, to be, as Devorah said, Not just very present, but very, very present. Kavanah to be right here. To dive into this learning today with the body, with the heart, more than with the head. Bring your awareness to the breath, and as you observe the breath from inside, from the place of feeling, not thinking, what do you observe about its texture, its temperature? Do you notice any preference for or any favoring of the inhale or the exhale of one more than the other? Is one phase of the breath more interesting to you or easier to access, or is one longer than the other? There's nothing you need to do about this, just noticing. Is there any favoring of the right side versus the left side of the body? I.e., does one side of the body feel heavier or more present or more easeful than the other? These kind of preferences or favoring, they're natural, so you don't have to feel in any way that there's anything wrong here. This is just the body doing what the body does. We're never perfectly even or perfectly consistent. If it's comfortable to you, extend the legs long. And you flex the feet and make the heels, the soles of the feet very bright. You can spread the toes, kind of a light flex on the foot, and then press the balls of the feet forward as well. So you feel that from the hip socket, there's a lengthening through the legs and all the way through the heels. And then if it's comfortable for you, take the arms above the head, lengthen them, send the palms let the palms face upward toward the ceiling, and spread the fingers and brighten the palms. So soles and palms bright. And lengthen in these two directions. Lengthen the tailbone toward the heels. Let the back of the skull, the base of the skull, be easy. Bright palms, bright soles, extension through the fingertips and through the toes. Breathe in fully, fill from the pubic bone all the way to the collarbones. And at the top, hold for a moment. And then drop the jaw, exhale. Soften everywhere for a moment. And one more time, extend through the feet, through the hands. Inhale, pubic bone all the way up to the collarbones, all the way through the torso. Hold at the top, pause, feel this expansion, this filling with ruach, with air, with breath, with spirit. And then drop the jaw, exhale, soften. With the left leg continuing to be lengthened, bend the right knee, place the sole of the foot on the floor. You can grab one of the blocks if you like. We're going to take the right knee out to the side. It's a tree pose sort of thing here. And you might want the block for under your right knee. If there's a pull on the groins or a pull in the low back, support yourself. Make a promise to yourself right now and for this whole class that you're going to give yourself support. Not let the practice be directed by the ego, but a real deep, deep intuitive listening. You can take the hands to the belly or to the hip points. And just let the body be in this easy tree pose. The left leg is the standing leg, so to speak. And feel the support of the floor to your back body. Feel what this pose is like in the lying down position. And as you're ready, bring the right knee back to center. Bend the left knee, place the sole of the foot on the floor. And we'll change sides. So right leg extended. And then let the left knee drop to the side. It doesn't really matter where the sole of the feet is. It can be against the calf or against the knee, a little higher. Doesn't really matter for our purposes at this moment. Place the block under the left knee if you'd like. So that there's no strain, just gently showing the nervous system an imprint for this pose. You can take the hands to the belly or to the hip points, or if you'd like, you can extend the arms overhead once again, palms facing up toward the ceiling, spreading the fingers. See what works for you. And as in all poses, I'm just offering ideas. I'll give out modifications, but you do whatever feels right and safe for you. Full permission to make this practice your own. Just giving some gentle guidance. Noticing the support of the floor. We often tend to have a preference, a favoring for the front body because it's kind of in our peripheral vision, whereas the back body, we can't see our back. We kind of forget that there's this whole surface area of the back body that we can lean on, we can fall into, we can breathe into. So take this moment now with this opportunity so you can feel the floor, to feel, to breathe into, to notice the back body. Let the breath be smooth and easy. Feel free to sigh or make sound at any time as you exhale during this practice. It's very, very nourishing, very therapeutic. As you're ready, bring the left knee back to center, bend the right knee, come back to center. I'm going to share some teaching. If you like, you could stay right here in constructive rest and continue to feel the support of the floor. Or if you prefer, you can come to a seated position. So the portion begins, Vayeshev Yaakov, and Yaakov, Jacob settled, literally Jacob sat, but really Jacob is anything but settled still. This family is kind of a hot mess, like all families, aren't they? And the Torah text tells us, now Israel loved Joseph best of all his sons, for he was the child of his old age, and he had made him an ornamented tunic, a ketonet pasim, right? This beautiful coat, this outward symbol of his love. And when his brothers saw that their father loved him more than any of his brothers, they hated him so that they could not speak a friendly word to him. There's a great amount of jealousy, of favoring, of preference, and it goes really back in the family, right? Because Rachel was Jacob's favorite, and Rachel has died, and Joseph is the son of Rachel and is the remnant, one of the remnants of that love. Benjamin also, but he's little now, and Joseph is already, in his teen years. And of course, Rebecca, Jacob's mother, taught him also to play favorites, to be deceitful, to take his brother Esau's birthright, to steal a blessing from their father, right? All these things. And of course, we know that the brothers throw Joseph into the pit, sell him off. So I want to share this beautiful piece on Parshat Vayeshev by Rabbi Yael Levi from this great book, Directing the Heart, Weekly Mindfulness Teachings and Practices from the Torah. It's really beautiful how she weaves themes and scenes into this sort of poetic reading on this portion. Jacob sought rest. He yearned to settle, to dwell, Vayeshev, in comfort and peace. He sought relief from upheaval. He wanted to stop questioning, to cease wandering and be still. But instead, Jacob's own vulnerabilities and human frailties brought contention and pain. Jacob's favoring of his son Joseph created upheaval within the family and resulted in jealousy and rage. The family was torn apart, any hope of comfort and peace gone. Even as we seek to settle, even as we yearn for calm and rest, the mission of being human makes this difficult. Feelings arise, thoughts emerge, and our struggles, vulnerabilities, and experiences get tangled. We trip and fall, causing pain to ourselves and others. Sometimes the fall is so severe we land in a deep pit and feel unable to rise. Let us remember that we are all vulnerable human beings doing the best we can in each moment. We all have dreams for our lives, visions and hopes of what might be. And we all have experiences that help us weave our dreams into reality. And we all have experiences that tear our dreams apart. Let us be kind to ourselves and each other. Let us treat each other with tenderness and care. So that's what we do when we come to the mat. We work on increasing our practice of and our ability to treat ourselves and others with tenderness and care. So I'm interested this week in finding, or sort of in taking the lens to where do we show preference? What do we favor? Which parts of the self? So you can have a seat comfortably. I'm sitting in hero pose with the knees together on a block with the feet out to the side. That may not be comfy at all for you if you have issues with the knees, right? But if not, this is what I'm doing. You can put the block on any level. You could also sit cross-legged. You could also sit in the chair. So just take a comfortable seat, however that would be for you. Anything is fine. We're going to open up the shoulders. If the shoulders are tight, you're going to take them wide, and you can even use the strap to do so if you like. Or interlace the fingers, send the palms forward and up overhead and lengthen. And you can work on straightening the elbows, but maybe the elbows stay bent. See what is there for you in your own shoulders. And allow the bottom tips of the shoulder blades to draw down the back. And just notice what side feels more present, which side feels more open. And then release. Change the webbing of the fingers and take the same. What we're just noticing is one side of the waist longer, shorter than the other. And then as you're ready, bring them down, bring the hands down. We're going to take the strap, Just send it over the right shoulder. Just let it kind of sit here. I'm going to do a little bit of tricep stretch. Take the right arm out to the side and turn the palm to face up, and notice what happens in the shoulder, the front of the chest, and then turn the palm forward, down and back, internal rotation of the arm, and then turn it up again. That's external rotation of the upper arm. Don't worry if those terms confuse you, but imagine that you're opening and closing a doorknob. You can think of it that way, turning the palm up, turning the palm back a couple times. And then come to turn the palm up one more time. Raise the right arm up. Keep anchored in the shoulder, the front of the shoulder and the shoulder blade. And then bend at the elbow. And then take the left hand to the right elbow. Give it a little stretch here. And you can take your right hand to rest on the strap here behind you. Take the left arm, turn the palm to face down and behind you. So internal rotation, and then take it back behind you, and you can take hold of the strap. Just looking something like this. Maybe you clasp hands. Mine are not doing so today, and I'm not going to push them to do so, and you'll see what's available to you. But you might be able to clasp fingers or hands if your shoulders are quite open, so you won't need this strap. So here you are, you're breathing, we're breathing together. See if you can soften the back ribs back to be received by the left hand. And then notice, where's the head, where's the chin? Is it tucked, is it lifted? See if you can be easy through head and neck and have the chin level. And then we'll slowly release. Just shake it out any way you like. Maybe it's a roll of the shoulders or a little shimmy, a little shake, a little roll of the neck. This is a wonderful, wonderful pose to practice for respiration. We don't really think of it like that. We think of it as just shoulders, but it's also the lung space and the rib space up top, really helping the shoulder girdle. Change the strap, place it over the left shoulder, take the left arm out, turn the palm to face up. And again with this hand, just like you're opening and closing a door, internally rotate, externally rotate. Notice how it's different. Might even feel like, one body on one side and somebody else's body on the other side. If you're finding that, you're in good company. It's not uncommon. Just noticing. And then turn the palm to face up, lift up, bend at the elbow, and take the right hand to rest at the left elbow. Give it a little stretch here. Notice if you start to list to one side, let those sitting bones ground evenly. And then taking the right arm out, turn the palm to face behind you, internal rotation of that upper arm, and then take hold of the strap or clasp hands, taking the other side. And before your mind jumps in to make it a competition between one side and the other, just notice how it is and just be right here. And can you let that be just fine, just as it is, just as you are? Let the breath be slow, smooth, steady. And then slowly release, shake it out. Make your way to all fours. And take a little bit of cat and cow in your own time, arching and curling. Feeling your way into the breath, to the spinal movement. And then making your way, take your time to come to standing. So as you come to stand, grab the strap and grab a block. Take the block between the thighs, between the legs. So for most of us, it probably goes on the slimmest width there. You want to squeeze it between the thighs up as high as you can. The legs squeeze the block, and also the thighs roll in a little bit to the block. Right? So a little bit of inward rotation to the legs, to the upper legs. Feel how that brings a bit of space to the low back. And then see if you can extend the tailbone down. For this moment, take the strap once again over the right shoulder. So just find mountain pose. Extend the palms, extend the fingertips down. Just find this steady place. And notice, do you tend to favor right, left? Might notice more pressure in one foot than the other. Do you tend to favor the downward direction, right? Gravity is taking us down, versus the upward direction. Can we find some evenness between them? And do you favor the front body versus the back body? Can you find an evenness, a little more settled seat in that way? And once again, we'll take the same, it's called Gomukhasana, or cow face arms. This pose, taking the right arm up and back, taking hold of the strap, and then left arm internally rotate, take the palm to back behind you and up. Right, so just finding the same pose here in standing, holding on to the strap, finding center. Breathe here. Where is your awareness? What do you observe in the foreground? Which sensations are most present? And what do you observe in the background? A little less present. And then as you're ready, release, and we'll change. Left arm up and back, and the right arm behind you. Breathe. Relax into it. Feel what you feel. Observe and allow this pose to unfold within you. And as you're ready, release. You can take the strap to the side, put the block down. We're going to take tree pose, and if you'd like some help with balance, you might want a wall. You might want to hold the wall. You might want to have the wall to your whole back. So shifting to the right leg as the standing leg. And right away remembering the body's sense of the of the floor as our holding us, supporting us, taking the left foot turning out from the hip, and either the toes are going to rest on the floor, maybe like a kickstand, or the ankle or the calf, or coming up a little higher above the knee. You just don't want to have the foot to the knee pressing into each other. So pressing the thigh and the foot toward each other, allow that coming together to help you lift up. And maybe the palms come to the heart space. If you fall, you're just coming back in. No problem to fall out and come back. Compacting the hips toward each other in the service of balance and keeping a steady gaze. As you're ready, release. Come to mountain pose. Find steady center, and then we'll switch sides. So you'll notice what you need on the other side. It might be a different looking tree pose than it was on the first side, right? It depends on how each hip is doing, right? They may be vastly different from each other. So finding your tree pose on the second side. Again, especially drawing that left hip in toward the center line, pressing foot to leg, leg to foot. Take a steady gaze to be right here. And then release. Just noticing internally, was there any information gleaned about any favoring of one side to the other side? We want to bring ourselves into a right understanding on the somatic level, a little more balance. We'll take warrior two, so taking the legs wide, turn the left toes in and the right toes out. So continuing with this same gesture in the hip. Inhale the arms, you can be at shoulder height or to the hips. Take the gaze over the right fingertips, and then as we exhale, we're bending the right knee. A little or a lot, you'll see what works for you. And the knee is not coming past the ankle, right? So we want to protect the joints here. So if the knee is coming past your ankle, you want to widen your stance. Be here and breathe. Ground through the back foot, ground through the back fingertips, so that your torso is anchored in the center. And as you're ready, come on up, switch sides. Inhale the arms up, gaze over the fingertips, exhale, bend through the knee. So again, grounding in the back foot, grounding in those right fingertips, sending them back, active in the fingertips, feeling the expanse all the way from hand to hand, fingertips to fingertips. And then as you're ready, coming on up, jump or step the feet back together. Pause, mountain pose. Once again, take the legs wide. We're going to take a wide leg forward fold. So you might want blocks. You might not need anything. You'll see. So blocks can go on any level. 1, 2, 3, Okay. Hands to the hips. Inhale, lift the heart. And exhale, fold forward from the hips, not the waist. Lengthen the spine. And be right here. Notice, are you favoring the heels or the toes? Are you falling back? Are you falling forward? See if you can anchor in the center. You can be right here, or if you'd like, you can fold forward, taking the crown of your head toward the floor, moving more fully into the pose. And be right where you are. And breathe. Stay as long as you like. When you're ready to release, inhale, come to flat back, lengthen the spine. Exhale the hands to the waist. Inhale, press the feet down to lift up. And exhale, come back to center. Jump or heel toe the feet back together. We're going to come to the floor. Fold your blanket and sit on up on the blanket. Have a block or two nearby. You may want them. So lengthen the legs in front of you. Sitting up on the blanket helps any rounding of the lower back, any tightness in the hamstring to be eased so that we can work on sitting up tall. So the premium here is not these legs extended, but the length and lift of the spine. So if it's too much for you with legs extended, it easily could be, take blocks under the knees. Give yourself a little bit of support there. Take the hands to the sides of the hips, spread the palms, spread the fingers open. Press the palms down, widen the collarbones. Draw the shoulder blades toward each other, just gently. Lift the heart. See that the chin is level. Just feel this right here. And then we're going to bend the right knee, draw it in. Take hold of the shin, and just pause here, lifting the spine. And then we're going to let the right knee come out to the side. So the sole of the foot can be down by the calf, it could be at the knee, or it can be up higher, just like tree pose, same thing. Wherever is most comfortable for you, and of course depends on the health of your own knees, how much flexion is right for you. This is where you can also take a block and place it under the knee. Especially if it's tight through the groins, you can take the other block if you like. These are modification offerings under the knee here if you'd like. Right? So lots of possibilities. Support yourself in this pose. Please grab your strap. The torso is facing forward. Take the strap around the left foot. Around the ball of the foot so that you can press the ball of the foot into the strap as you pull the strap in. So you're dynamic in that standing leg. Lift the heart and be right here. Be right here and breathe. If you wish, you can begin to fold forward. So you might just stay here, or you might lengthen and fold. And maybe you're still working with the strap. Maybe your hands are coming to the foot. Maybe you're widening your hands and walking forward. you choose. Just gently moving into a forward fold. Or working on lifting the low belly and lifting the spine. And then as you're ready, come on up. Take your right hand to the right knee, bring it back to center. Extend the leg, just give it a shake out. And we'll take the other side. So bend at the left knee, draw it in toward you, take the hands to the shin and lift up. Breathe here. And then let the knee come out to the left. And again, sole of the feet can be at the calf, at the knee, or further up in toward the groins. Square the torso forward. And once again, you may want the block to support the outer left knee. You may want the block under the right knee. Take that strap in hands. Lift up. And the body obviously wants to favor the right, the standing leg, the sitting bone. See if you can start to bring some equal intention and weight to the left sitting bone. And then as you wish, if you wish, beginning to fold forward, folding over the right leg. Observe, be with the breath. Be attentive as you come to your edge in this pose to notice where the ego wants to push a little further, right? But to really be in a place where you're present to any excessive struggling or efforting. And if you find that, you want to back away. As you're ready, coming on up, shaking out the legs. And we'll lay it down for a minute or two of rest for the body. If you have any movement or stretch that you want to do before you settle, go for it. But otherwise, laying down, taking a couple moments. You can even take the strap and fold it a time or two and lay it over the eyes. Give yourself a little rest for the eyes. However you want to take Shavasana, maybe the knees bent and the soles of the feet on the floor, maybe the legs long. Allow the palms to face up, let the shoulder blades tuck under you. Surrender the work, surrender the effort, come to quiet. If you have time to stay longer, I invite you to do that. You can feel free to turn the video off or just let my words wash over you as you take time to complete your own practice. Or if you're returning to your day, take your knees and hug them in. Give a little rock from side to side. And then make your way onto one side using your upper arm as a pillow for your head. And pause here in fetal position. Breathe. And as you're ready, press into your hands, long spine. Make your way up to a comfortable seat. Even as we seek to settle, even as we yearn for calm and rest, the mission of being human makes this difficult. Feelings arise, thoughts emerge, and our struggles, vulnerabilities, and experiences get tangled. We trip and fall, causing pain to ourselves and others. Let us remember that we are all vulnerable beings, doing the best we can in each moment. Let us be kind to ourselves and each other. Let us treat each other with tenderness and care. And taking a hand to the belly and a hand to the heart. This little form of self-hug. Just give yourself a little bit of breathing room, literally. Give yourself a wide berth today and this week of care. And as you're ready to complete your practice, take a nice full inhale and exhale. Release the hands. Allow the eyes to flutter open and come back to this space. Shavua Tov. Thank you all for practicing. I'll write the name of the book into the chat. And if this practice today or this practice in general has been helpful to you, I encourage you to make a donation to the Institute in any amount. All donations are welcome and help further our offerings at no charge that we offer Monday to Friday every week. Shavua Tov. And next week, we have a beautiful sub. I will be away, and Julie Emden from the Bay Area will be teaching on Hanukkah. That's on Monday. And then a reminder that we take 2 weeks off for Hanukkah and for New Year's and come back in January. So let's see. If you have a question, if you want to let us know how this Torah landed in your body today, this teaching from Vayeshev or these postures, please use the raise hand on the reactions on the bottom bar, or you can put a question into the chat and we'll go from there. So once again, Rabbi Yael Levy, Directing the Heart. Available wherever you buy your books. And I so recommend this book. As you know, I use it a lot. I carry it around with me. It's got a wonderful interpretation of each Torah portion, followed by instructions for sitting that you can use. So, great book. Paula, I think you just said, there you go. Perfect.
Thanks so much, Lizzie. This was such a gift. It's my birthday today, so I really
Welcome!
love that.
I feel like we should ring the bell like at Trader Joe's when somebody joins us for the first time. Bruchim habayim!
Um, and I just wanted to ask. Um, I find, despite all many years of practice and knowing it's not true, I continue to have the feelings come, the thought that I'm not enough, and that I'm not doing enough. And I see, images of like my mom, my grandmother, all of us feeling maybe that we're not doing enough. So I'm curious how you work with that, or what you would suggest for dealing with that.
Yeah, I have that too. I think most of us who are human have that too. I wish I had right in front of me Tara Brach's most recent book, Trusting the Gold, because there's a two-pager that I just read the other day. Maybe I can bring it back next time, that addresses exactly this feeling, where she has a little mantra that she tells herself. It's something like, this moment is enough, this breath is enough, this is enough, I am enough. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. I don't have it just right, but it's like something like that. So we can literally work with that statement directly with the breath in our meditation, or just every now and then casually. That's one thing. I think the biggest thing, Paula, is that you noticed it, right? Because most of the time that is operating under the surface, this sense of perfectionism, this sense of lack of confidence, this sense of, heightened vigilance, of, oh my God, I'm not enough, and it's not enough, and I'm going to screw up, and comes into our body. So the first thing is great. We notice it. We can go through our practice, and as we notice it, see if we can just say, sweetheart, yeah, 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 I'm here for you. Like we can come up with our own words for it, but we notice that feeling, and then we can notice we're not alone in it, because it's actually a human feeling, right? Like, I'm not the only one who feels not enough. Also, all my good friends and good people feel that too. And it helps to know that we're not alone in it. And then just to blanket the whole experience in this self-compassion. And to notice when we're dafka bringing it to our yoga practice, right? Because yoga's not this rarefied place. The mat is this place where all the junk, all the stuff is gonna come up. As we say, the issues are in the tissues. The stuff is just gonna come up right there for us to see. And so when we see it, oh my God, I have such a striving that my triangle pose just isn't good enough. How is it I've been practicing this long and it's like it's getting worse, or and just to notice, to breathe into it, not to have to fix it or push it away or solve it in this moment, but just to kind of wrap it in our arms. It's like, oh, when I feel that it hurts, I think that's some of what helps it dissolve.
So
Yeah.
helpful. Thank you
I
so
see
much.
a lot of nodding, so people are going, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I want to offer, yeah, imposter syndrome. I can relate, says Jared. Sometimes I wonder if I'm qualified to be qualified. Yeah, exactly that. Oh, yes. Cheryl tells us, listen to beautiful chorus. I am enough. Beautiful Chorus is an amazing, amazing group. You can find everything on Spotify. Their chants are just so extraordinary. Thanks for that, Cheryl. And then I'm also going to add this great book by Tara Brach. Makes a great Hanukkah gift too, because this particular one is not like a straight through book. It's like two pagers. It's like little, you could have them as daily kavanot. It's just a small book. And I want to say also, you don't need more stuff to address the I'm not enoughness, right? Like, it's not like, oh, I'm going to get that book or that chant or whatever, and then I'm going to be enough. we can just work, we can also just work with it. These are some friends and tools, but also you, Paula, you, each, every one of us are enough, have enough, do enough. It's enough. So, yeah. Thank you for that question because it really provided an opportunity to be with that. I know it's one I struggle with really deeply, really deeply. And I think we all do. Yeah. Yeah. Um, Nathana, nice to see you again. There we go. Can you unmute?
Hi, Lizzie.
Hi.
I haven't been here. I've been sick for about 6 months. So
Good to have you
just
back.
getting back to yoga, and I'll tell you something. Sometimes I really don't remember how to do triangle pose or anything. But part of part of my issue is that I'm so flexible, and I've lost so much muscle that right now I'm trying to build strength and not more flexibility, because the flexibility kind of, my hips are ready to fall off or get a new one. And I'm not up to that yet.
Mhm.
I'm never going to get surgery that I don't need. So, is there a way to sort of cut back my flexibility and sort of more work on strength?
Yeah. Yeah. So you're in I call it the flexi bendy category, right?
Exactly.
Where you're at risk. This is not me. I'm more of like, I have strength. I'm kind of like a steel rod that needs to find some
Yeah.
flexibility. But you're in, kind of the other class of people. My friend Ilana is in that group, where the danger is you can damage ligaments and tendons by overstretching because you have the flexibility, right?
That's where I'm at now. It's all like,
So so some of what you do, first of all, there are a lot of people who are working on yoga poses together with resistance bands.
mhm,
And you can kind of play around with that because it engages your strength as you're in poses. You may want to do some of the strengthening things and then hold them so that strength is built, like warrior two. Hold it, right? Till the quads and the hamstrings are quivering a little bit, right? Like build strength that way. To do things like chair pose, i.e. squats,
right.
right?
Yes.
And then you can do 10, 12, 15 reps, right? Or you can work on it with holds.
Balance. Yeah. Yeah.
Balance and also strength. I mean, and you can put your butt against the wall and hold and,
Right.
and wait till, things start to shake a little. You you might just want to do basic work with the bands that
Right.
isn't like yoga per se. I love things like taking, if you don't have a gym where you can do weights, right? Like this kind of stuff, awesome for the strength.
I have small weights that I can use. So
So
I also have balas that go on my ankle, so I was wondering, should I do a little bit of yoga with balas, perhaps?
I
Or,
can't speak to that to you
yeah,
as I don't know your whole body personally. The
right,
thing about ballas is, I would say if it feels good, do it.
right, right.
But if it doesn't, the reason why I'm hesitant with it is when you put a weight on it, could affect your balance or it could affect ligaments and tendons in various ways.
Balance is gone. It's
You're,
like
you're
my
yeah,
balance is gone for right now. Of course, I'll get it back. I'll get stronger.
yeah.
And
You
I,
know,
I,
in
I
in
can
the
actually do a plank, but I can't hold it. So it's,
okay, so
coming
so
back slowly.
I would say keep working on things like plank, right? Like warrior three, and I'm holding the chair, right? So that I build, I build strength here in the buttock, in the hips, in the standing leg, and I hold,
Yeah,
either with or with building of the pose,
it'll come
but
back.
awareness,
It'll come back.
amazing awareness, Nathana, that oh yeah, yeah, it will come back, of course,
It'll come
if
back.
you build.
Patience is not
Great question.
Patience is
Fantastic.
my greatest virtue.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay, we work on that. We were at one of the midot, savlanut. We just work. And I like what Jared said too, bridge pose is a useful strength building. And also good for many of us that have lower back stuff. So my friends, we're at time. It's so
Thank you.
great to see you as always, and wishing you Shavua Tov and wonderful Hanukkah. Chag Sameach. Take care. Everybody, enough. Go forth. Bye bye.